Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with yours truly, iOctane. So the deck is out for this week and I'm really not impressed with the mechanics for this deck. I was really expecting some spectacular mechanics going into the Christmas period. So this is the Fire Slayer event. Next week we've got the Water Commander event. And then we'll have a Dark Slayer event. And that would be your Christmas going into the New Year's. Anyway, enough of that. This deck has got the same mechanics as the Hellboy deck. And from my experience with the Hellboy deck, this mechanic is absolute rubbish. Garbage. Should you spend your money on this deck? No. Should you spend your gems on this deck? No. If you need the killer skill, which is Chaotic Killer, the deck is Chaotic Killer, you can craft the ultimate form. That's the only good thing about this deck is the ultimate form, because the ultimate form has got the Chaotic Killer skill and it passes its killer skill onto all of the cards. All the cards this week have got the killer skill just like last week, which is absolutely magnificent. Hope they keep that in the game. It's just a hope. Don't think they will. Anyway, let's get straight into the deck. So your ultimate form, Flame Worthy Savior. Its battle skill will apply raise to 3 Fire Slayers. Raise create fire two fire power gem 4s each time that hero attacks. Lasts is 1 turn. Charge rate is 9 and cooldown is 4, just like the Hellboy deck. And the passive is raise, which each time this hero attack, it creates 2 fire power gem 4s. It's got the second passive, which is if there are 8 or more fire power gems on the board, increases Fire Slayer hero attack by for 1 turn by up to 36% at a rate of 9 plus an additional 9 per 100 Slayer skill point. And that's all your ultimate form does. Now your ultimate form, when it passes its passive onto 3 other cards, will create a maximum of 8 power gems. So it passes its passive to 3 Fire Slayer cards, which create 2 gems each, plus its passive creates an additional 2 fire gems. Now, ultimate forms are the more powerful cards of the deck. They are the most powerful cards within a deck because they can go up to 6 pink stars. And at 6 pink stars and awaken 5 times, they are extremely powerful. And that's what make these cards very special, because they are so powerful. They dominate the game. Anyhow, the current meta is power gems. So if you have got an ultimate form that is not going to produce a minimum of 12 power gems, it's not really a very powerful ultimate form. Moreover, this ultimate form, it's got Dispel, which it dispels gem silence, but within its battle skill or its passive, it doesn't dispel, because you've got cards that dispel all debuff on your deck or dispel all buff on the enemy. Those cards are really good. They're really special. But this one, I'm really not impressed with this Fire Slayer deck. I'm really not impressed. I'm very disappointed in the deck itself. Let's go into the Master Collection card. So the Master Collection card will create 5 Power Gem 2s. If there are 6 or more Fire Power Gems on the board, attack for up to 250,000%. Now, this is a nuke damage. So when you activate this card, it will nuke the enemy. That nuke damage will stop your attack, and then somebody else can jump in and kill the boss. In Slay event, the only nuke cards that are really good are cards like Odd Worn Gorillas or Bioblitz. Those ones are really good. these nuke cards, the nuke damage is minute. It's negligible. It doesn't do much. It's just a waste of time. It's just a total waste having this type of nuke on these cards. These nuke cards are for Generation 2 and Generation 1. It doesn't work in Generation 3. Don't need cards like these. Passive, if there are 8 or more firepower gems on the board, increase Fire Slayer era up to 36% for 1 turn. So this is a nuke card, which you know my opinion on nuke cards like these. I hate them. They're absolute garbage. I got one and I won't be using it because I've already got a nuke card within my deck that I'm going to use, and I hate that card, but I use it because it's an ultimate form. Let's have a look at our ultra rare. And the ultra rare will apply raise again, the 3 Slayer era. Raise create 2 firepower gem free each time that era attacks. And raise each time this era attack creates 2 firepower gem free. And that's your ultra rare. Ultra rare doesn't do much. Your master collection card doesn't do much. The MVP for this deck is the ultimate form, simply because the ultimate form has got the killer skill. It's the most powerful card in the deck, and it's worthwhile getting if you haven't got that particular killer skill within your collection. That's the only reason for getting it. Your free cards, as I showed you earlier, the best one of all would be Mysterious, I would say, or the Gemfall one. But those 3 cards, if I get any of them, I got Mysterious and I deleted Mysterious. I sold Mysterious because I've got a copy already and I don't need a second copy. Generation 2 cards, and we haven't got I think they have stopped what they were doing where you can upgrade a card to Generation 3. So this is your support card. Your support card applies Torch, the 3 Slayers, Fire Slayers, and Torch will create 3 fire gem each time that era attacks. Last 1 turn cooldown is 4, charge rate is 9. Passive, each time this era attack, it creates 3 firepower gems. It's got the Chaotic Killer on it, which makes this support card from a free-to-play perspective or from a new player perspective, because as a free-to-play player, if you've been playing this game for quite some time like myself, you would have accumulated quite a bit of ultimate forms within your collection. Probably not as much as a pay-to-play player, but you would have had quite a few ultimate forms, because I'm a free-to-play player and I've got quite a few ultimate forms. So this would mainly be from, say, a new player's perspective, getting probably 3 days, one of the main card and an additional power gem spawner. You could do quite well within, say, Paladin League or the Kings League, but when you get up further, you probably won't do as well. So let's have a look now at the main card. So this is your main card, and your main card will create 4 firepower gem 1s. If there are 6 or more firepower gem 4s on the board, it will attack, and this does a nuke damage as well, 250,000% attack, and it starts at 62,500. And this as well actually stops you in the middle of your attack and allows somebody to probably steal the kill or steal MVP. So I really don't like these type of cards. However, it's got the killer skill which makes it quite good. It will do a lot of damage. So that's your deck. And as I said, it's not a deck that I wouldn't it's not a deck that I'm endorsing. I do not like the mechanics. But as I say to you, is if you haven't got the Chaotic Killer within your collection, it's worthwhile crafting the ultimate form, because this is the first killer skill in the second cycle. So we'll have to cycle through the whole thing again before you'll see an chaotic killer as a fire slayer, and it will take a long time because we've gone through most of the year before we actually finish the first cycle. So you could get this one, or if not, what you could do is, if you've got the previous card, which is Final Formation. If you haven't got Final Formation but you've got one of the cards with which you use to create Final Formation, let me just look in where is it? We have to find the Proving Ground. Going to the Proving Ground, going to the stores. So if you've got Sergeant Pig, you can just get War Pig Warship, or vice versa. And this one has got the killer skill on it, Chaotic Killer, because that's the one that I'm using for the killer skill. So this is my deck. This is the deck that I run from the last Fire Slayer event, and this is the deck that I'm gonna run for this Fire Slayer event. And I'll see how I get on. I've got 4 out of the 5 killer skill. I haven't got beasts on in my fire collection, so I'm saving my dust for a beast killer ultimate form. Whether it's got a good killer skill or not, I just need, whether it's got a good battle skill, yes or no, I just need a killer skill, because I want to complete my Fire Slayer collection. Then I start working on my Fire Commander collection, and when both collections are completed, then I start doubling up on killer skill. So let's have a look at the Hellboy deck, and you see exactly what I'm talking about. So not really sure what Hellboy was, but let's find Hellboy. Here's Hellboy deck. Apply Strength Outer Hell to 3 Slayer, Light Slayer. Strength Outer Hell creates a light power gem 4 each time that hero attacks. So the only difference between the Hellboy deck and the next deck is that they've upgraded the skill to create 1 extra power gems. So where Hellboy only creates the Hellboy deck only creates 1 power gem 4s, the current deck create 2 power gem 4s. So it's an upgraded version. It's upgraded a bit, but it still doesn't create as much power gems, if you see where I'm coming from. I think if it was 3 power gem 4s, it would be a bit better. So if it applied its passive to 3 eras that were going to create 3 power gem 4s each, which would give you 9, and its passive would create 3, that would be 12. I think that would be a bit better, but it is what it is. So that's the deck in a nutshell. This is the deck that I'll be running for this Fire Slayer event. Last week when I done the possible deck combination, I came up with the cheap and cheerful deck, obtainable deck, and I used the main card as the lead card. Now I wasn't paying attention when I was doing that, so for those of you out there who saw me doing it, I just want to say to you, just be very careful when you're setting up your deck. Do not use your main card as the do not use the main hero or the event hero as your lead card. Always use ultimate form, always use support card or ultra rare. Those ones actually give you a boost. The main card only give you a boost within GVG, but veterans like you out there know that already. It was pointed out to me by one of my subscribers that I made a mistake, and I apologize for that. And thanks to that subscriber, and thanks to all my subscribers anyway. Thanks for those of you who comment on my video, who like my video. Thanks for all of you. Thanks for all of my subscribers. Thanks for my new subscribers for subscribing to my channel as well. So this is Octane saying peace and have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow on Possible Deck Combo.